Hikaru just jumped to third. We're playing Hikaru. Holy sh... Holy... Brethren! Okay, now. Okay, wait a second on my... Sorry for YouTube, there's gonna be a lot of swears, man. Holy shit, holy shit. Okay, wait a second, you guys. Let's just take. Fuck it. He did this to me in our bullet game too. It's very good, very good. We'll go like this. Oh my god. Okay, let's go here. What does this guy do for a living, huh? I wonder. Okay, we go here. Rev! Did he not just do that? Oh my god. This, bro. Question my life decisions. Ay. Yeah, no, that's GG's. Jesus Christ.
Well, that went as expected. This is the analysis of my game against Hikaru today. So, I was playing the black pieces against Hikaru. I did not realize I was playing him until after knight c6. And to be honest, I was very distracted at the beginning of that game. So, of course, against the Vienna, you're supposed to play knight f6. And as we know, f4, or we don't know, it's a good time to learn. f4, the best move for black here is d5. And here after takes, you're going to do knight takes e4. And here black is fine. I played knight c6, having anticipated that Hikaru would go knight f3 attacking this pawn. Italian, right? So I played really too fast, and this is completely different with knight c3. And so now f4, and I don't know theory. I don't know what to do here. So we are already move 3 for me that I have to make up, and I'm lost. Here, it's actually really good that I did do knight c6, because this I can take. Here it's actually good for black to take, whereas in the other line, the knight c6 line, this is not really good for us to take because of e5. And now my knight has no squares here. No g4, no h5, no d5, and no e4. The knight has to go back, and then white gains a lot of space with d4 and eventually recoup this pawn on f4. Though here, I take on f4 and threaten directly queen h4 check, forcing the king up because there's no g3 because I would take this pawn with my f pawn. For example, d4 taking up the center just like normally in the Vienna with bishop takes f4 coming up, queen h4 check, king e2, and then I would have b6 threatening bishop a6, and this is already ugly. And so here normal theory is knight f3, and I can go g5 defending my pawn and threatening g4, threatening this knight. Knight would move, and then I would have the discovery, queen h4, discovery from this pawn move, check on the king, and the king would have to go up. This can get very nasty very quick. Let's say d4, g4, knight back, check, king up, and already here the king is in the center, and it's Armageddon. Hikaru would be on the defense with h3, but again, I don't know this because I don't know theory yet, and bishop g7 and black are completely fine. But this is not where I go completely bad because I'm still okay here. Although it says inaccuracy, it's just because this was a way better move. Knight f3, and now I have knight f6. Reason why, I'm trying to develop my bishop and just castle quick. Against Hikaru, your king in the center, don't keep it there long because Hikaru will find a way, is just what I'm about to say here. So bishop b5 here played by Hikaru, pinning my knight, and already the threats are coming in, right? F takes e5 is threatened already, threatening to win my pawn. And so I take on f4. Now, this gives white a lot of space here. White will go d4 here, threatening this pawn, common Vienna idea, and now threatening also d5 for my knight. So I do a6 just in advance, just to get the pressure off. Try to dispense of the pressure, and bishop takes c6, b takes, and bishop takes f4. Now this is played by Hikaru in 5 seconds. 5 seconds. So I'm kind of freaking out. I took 15 seconds, but look at my position. Already very low space, doubled pawns on the c file, and an isolated pawn on a6. I go bishop g4, pinning his knight. This is a clear mistake because it really does nothing. This pin is bad. Here, Hikaru just did h3, brushing off my bishop. And if I were to take here, like white takes back and has plenty of space, like an amazing position after 9 moves. And I just wouldn't want my opponent to get that. So I just went back here. And this is another mistake. I should have gone all the way back to c8, says the engine. I don't know why c8. It's just not a human move. You wouldn't undevelop a bishop, but it's the best move here. So it really speaks loudly about how I should have developed here and really go for the kingside pieces to castle quick. And so here I go back because I have honor. I'm not going to c8. And so knight g5. Now this is a miss by Hikaru. Hikaru had a very nice d5 push, taking a lot of space. And the engine recommends bishop d7 and knight d4, just attacking more. And if I ever take, e takes, and white just finds himself with ample amounts of space, and you know, it's uncomfortable for the black pieces. Knight g5 is an odd one. I'm sure Hikaru knows that this is, you know, not the best move out there, but it is kind of tricky because now the knight threatens this bishop, which opens up this pawn here and opens up this little diagonal, and I think that's exactly his plan. And he's made a lot of players make h6 here, the mistake, and after takes, he knows what he's doing. He plays queen f3. The reason why he plays queen f3 is to push e5, decoy my knight off of this h5 square, and then just play queen h5 check, uncastling my king. That's his plan here. And so I go bishop e7, knowing that this would happen. And I had prepared e5, knight here, queen h5 check, and king d7. And my king is in the center, yes, but it's not in a complete hazard. We still have some chances. In fact, the computer evaluates this 1.40. Just one pawn up for the white pieces. I'll take this against Hikaru, I'm not gonna lie. And this is where Hikaru shows his genius. I take here, right? And I'm expecting that they put their queen on f3. 2, once taking back, take out their queen from a possible queen trade. White does not want to trade queens when my king is still in the center and they have a nice positional advantage. It just doesn't work that way. So that's why they played queen f3, to get the queen out of this lane. But he placed the queen on f3 to reorient the attack of the queen on c6, a weak pawn that now can be taken by this discovery attack on e5. Very intelligent. And now this comes with check, and my options are limited. Either I go queen d7, knight d7, king f7, or king f8. If I go queen d7, the worst move of them all, queen takes a8, and I just drop a full rook because my queen stops defending this rook as I go up. If I go knight d7, just pawn takes e5, and now I can't castle in the near future because this pawn is super weak on e6, and I don't know how to defend it, honestly. So I really just have only 2 king moves, which means that Hikaru beat me at uncastling my own king. And here, okay, either I go king f8, and my king has no chance at an artificial castling, which I'm going to show you in 2 seconds. And my king, okay, could march up here, that's possible, but I do give a pawn. Or I do what I played in the game, king f7. And here I have a chance at artificially castling with just doing rook f8 and king g8. Just castling, but artificially, right? A little bit of fake in there, but still castling. This is okay, and I would show promise in the future. Now, d takes e5 takes tempo off my knight to avoid me doing these 2 crucial moves for my position. Knight d5, and now castles. Castles, I resigned on here. That's done. Against a super grandmaster, you just resign. You have to give the respects that they would convert this position. I am not here to take his time, nothing like that, no disrespect here. So +7 in this position against a super GM, you resign. The reason is, this is outrageously losing, okay? I cannot, so first of all, there's a discovery on my king on this castles. It's like a dream castling move. You castle and you're directly threatening some bishop takes h6s or just discoveries, bishop check here to win this pawn on e6. Now, if I want to get my king out of this discovery, I can go king g8 or king g6, right? In reverse orders. If I go king g6, any of these moves really, they're just so uncomfortable because I give a pawn with check, king h7, and now knight takes d5, and I'm down a piece, it's over, right? If I go king g8, it's the same formula. Check here and takes this knight. Done. If I try to take pressure off my knight here and just take on c3, okay, white has this discovery check here with the rook, check on my king, king g6, queen takes e6, king h7, queen f5 check, and if I defend with g6, there's checkmate here on the king. So the king g8, this is all forced by the way, bishop takes c3, and just positionally here, I am corrupt. I'm done. This is +7, and it's completely over, even though materialistically, you know, white is just up 2 pawns. But in real life, this is completely done. E6 is being threatened with check and mate, or check and e6 is being threatened with the checkmate threat. It's over. And so that's why here, after only 16 moves, I resign. GG Hikaru.